Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Game Pass show. Of course, what I'm actually talking about is Inside Xbox that was streamed from X019 last night. And I actually watched it a little bit later on after the fact, and then I also sat down and watched it again this morning, just to try and get some of the details a bit clearer in my head. Oh, the things I do for you guys. At least I didn't watch it 3 times this time, which I have done with some of these things in the past. And given how long some of them are, and this one went on for around about 2 hours, yeah, watching them several times can be rather time-consuming. But anyway, let's get to it. They started the show with Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, and I have to say, despite my hatred of EA at the moment, I think The Fallen Order looks pretty good. And if it does turn out to be a decent game and a decent single-player experience, I might break my self-imposed embargo on EA games and actually buy the bloody thing. So I'm going to wait and see what the reviews say, see what people have to say about the game, but I may well pick it up over the weekend. So stay tuned. And if you're interested what I think about that, ask me in 6 months when I've actually finally got around to playing it. They followed that up, though, with the kind of introduction to the show, and we had Graham Boyd and Julia Hardy talking head stuff, really. And then we moved straight into Louise O'Connor from Rare, talking about a new IP we're getting from them, and that's Everwild. Yeah, that looked quite interesting. Not much detail there, but it had that sort of Rare uniqueness to it, I suppose you'd say. It had a very different art style to a lot of games, and I like the look of it. No gameplay, as I say, so no ideas what we're going to get from it at this stage, but it did look interesting. Then we got Matt Booty briefly talking about the fact that we're going to get 2 more new IPs in the show, and updates to 11 other games that are currently in production. So we were going to get a lot of information, apparently. And they moved on from that to briefly talk about the Outer Worlds, which segued nicely into Obsidian talking about a new IP that they're going to be bringing to the table as well. And that's going to be a survival game called Grounded. That actually looked really interesting. And I do like Obsidian. Haven't played a great deal of the Outer Worlds yet, but what I have played of it looks good, and I can't wait to get into it a bit more. So hopefully they can work their magic on this new game Grounded as well. And the game seems to be a game where you've been shrunk down and you're very tiny, a bit like Planet of the Giants from back in the day. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that show, but it was where these people were very small and everything else was big, and they had to deal with the environment. Or, you know, something like The Incredible Shrinking Man, which is an interesting book and a very old film now. So yeah, that looked good, and I can't wait to see what they do with that one. And that's coming to the Insider program first. Don't know if it's available yet, but it will be coming to the Insider program, so I'll keep my eye out for that one. The next game we got was something called West of Dead, which is a twin-stick shooter that I don't know whether it actually is Ghost Rider, but it looks very much like Ghost Rider. And it features Ron Perlman doing the voice. And I like Ron Perlman, like Sons of Anarchy and the other things he's been in. So, yeah, that might be interesting. And then we got a Sea of Thieves update, and not really interested in Sea of Thieves. I don't think it's as bad as some people have said, and I do think there's a community out there that enjoys the game. So, yeah, if you enjoy the game, that'd be good for you. Then we got Rust, and that's come in 2020, and we didn't get a great deal more other than that. Then we got something about a PC karting game called Kart Rider that's coming to Xbox, and that's going to have keyboard and controller support. So if you like keyboard support, then fill your boots. Not really interested in that one, to be honest, but if that's your sort of thing, then again, fill your boots. Then we got a new trailer for Bleeding Edge. Apparently that's going to have cross-play across Xbox and PC, including Steam. So that was interesting. And I can't wait to see what they do with the cross-play on that, because I know that Fortnite's cross-play is bloody diabolical, and Xbox do it a lot better than anyone else. So hopefully Bleeding Edge will work really well with cross-play. And that's coming 24th of March 2020. So I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. Not really my sort of game, but I'll be interested to see how well it does. It does look like it's got a unique art style, and yeah, it could be good. And then there was 3 other games. You've got Planet Coaster's coming, which is a PC game. And I know Count over at Gamecast really enjoys Planet Coaster, but he doesn't have an Xbox, so I'm pretty certain he won't be playing that on Xbox. I think he's pretty much done it to death on PC. That's coming summer 2020. And Don't Nod had a game called Tell Me Why. And that looked interesting, actually. I'd be interested to see that. I don't know if it's an exclusive, but that's coming 2020 as well, summer. And then Annapurna Interactive gave us a game called Artful Escape, and that's coming 2020. And that looked nice as well. These kind of slightly smaller, story-based games, they really interest me these days. And yeah, that had me interested. And then we had some stuff about Project xCloud. And I'm not going to go into a great deal about Project xCloud here, because I think I'm going to do another video talking about that. But the actual presentation of that, despite the detail, which I did think was good, the presentation was woeful. And I got to the point where I was cringing so much that I actually felt sorry for the people doing it. And when I watched it again this morning, I actually played it on 1.5 speed, which made it marginally better to watch, because it was quite painful. It's not often that I just feel like I want to tell people, just stop, please, just stop, because that was not good. But the actual detail was, and as I say, I'll get to that in another video. One thing I will mention briefly here is the fact that Project xCloud is looking like it's going to be integrated into Game Pass, and that is a huge deal. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because that's really going to shake up the industry. Then we got a brief bit of stuff about Black Friday and the offers they're going to be giving us, and you can look into them if you like. More interesting to me was that the Yakuza games are coming to Xbox. And not only are they coming to Xbox, they're coming to Game Pass. See what I mean about the Game Pass show? This was all about Game Pass. Nearly everything they announced is coming to Game Pass. Then there was another game called Drake Hollow, and that's also coming to Game Pass. And I don't really know much about that at all. Following on from that, we got another plug for Xbox All Access, which is basically a rental thing that you do where you get an Xbox and 24 months of Game Pass and Gold and various other bits and bobs. According to the blurb there, you're going to be able to upgrade to Scarlet if you're on that program as well. So we kind of already knew that, so that wasn't particularly interesting to me. But yeah, you know, if you're interested, you're interested. It could actually remove a barrier to entry for some people who want to get an Xbox and can't actually afford the hardware. So, hey, you know, there is no upfront fee. So, yeah, as I say, that might be good for some people. Then we heard about Halo Reach, and that's, surprise, surprise, can you guess? It's coming to Game Pass. And PC, and Game Pass on PC as well, and Steam. It's coming to Steam. And Halo Reach is going to be apparently the first game of the Master Chief Collection coming to PC. That's the way I read it from what they were saying anyway. So yeah, if you want to play Halo Reach on the PC, your wait's over, it's coming. After that, we had Flight Simulator, and I think that's just PC stuff really. It looks stunning. It's a technological marvel, that game. If you can call it a game. Is it a game? Simulator, whatever. But yeah, it looked absolutely amazing. What interested me a little bit more, though, was Age of Empires 4. And we already knew that was coming, but we got some more footage. And I used to love the Age of Empires games. Haven't played them for a long time. But yeah, I am interested in that one. And we're also, I think it released recently, yesterday. We've got Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which has been updated to 4K, and it's got 37 civilizations, 27 campaigns, and a new expansion, The Last Khans, apparently. So if you like Age of Empires, maybe now's the time to jump in. And if you haven't played it before, I would say give it a go, because you may well like it. If you like RTS games, Age of Empires might be right up your alley. So yeah, I'm quite interested in that. I'm not sure I've got the time to play Age of Empires anymore. I wish I did, but I don't. The next thing was a shooter, and I don't know much about this game, but it's called Crossfire, and we're getting Crossfire X, and that's coming to the Xbox only on console. I think it's coming to, well, it's a PC game already, and Crossfire X is coming to Xbox. As you can tell, I know very little about this game, but I am excited for it. It's going to be an online shooter, but it is going to have a campaign. And that's why I'm excited, because the campaign is being worked on by Remedy, no less. And it's interesting to note because obviously there was that falling out between Remedy and Xbox over Quantum Break, and they left Xbox to forge their own way. But now they're working with Xbox again, and also Smilegate Entertainment, who are the main developers for the game. And yeah, that's coming to Xbox, and I can't wait. A shooter with Remedy on board? Remedy know how to do stories. This could be a shooter with a decent story. And if it comes anywhere near some of the other work that Remedy have done in the past with their story-based games, then it's going to be one to look out for. And yeah, as I say, I am excited for that, and I hope it is going to be good. And that's going to drop 2020. My only real worry there is that it's going to be a free-to-play game, so I am wondering how they're going to make their money. It may have some egregious monetization, but we'll see. Following on from that, we had Annapurna again. Managed to say it probably that time. Annapurna, not Annapurna. Annapurna, I'm doing it again. We had Annapurna with a game called Last Stop. Now, I don't know much about that, but it's Annapurna and they make interesting games. So I'll keep my eyes open for that one and see what it delivers. And then there was something about Fortnite and the Darkfire bundle, which I'm not bothered about, and probably the most interesting thing to my kid, but he doesn't watch these things. Then Minecraft Dungeons. We already know about Minecraft Dungeons, but that's now got a release date. Don't know if it did already, but it's coming April 2020, and it's a dungeon crawler with procedurally generated dungeons. And we saw some gameplay, and it does look fun. And I believe it's going to offer co-op, so could be fun. I don't know if my kid wants to play the game. I might have to have a go at it with him. I'll check out the age rating on it, but I would imagine it's fine for him to play. One of the big surprises, though, for me was that Square Enix were there, and they announced that Final Fantasy's back catalogue is coming to Game Pass. We're getting 9 titles, and they're coming in 2020, and they're going to be on, can you guess it? Yeah, they're going to be on Game Pass, along with Kingdom Hearts and the back catalogue there as well. And I believe coming to, what is it? Yeah, Game Pass. So, as you can tell, it is the Game Pass show. Then we got a whole list of Game Pass games that are coming. Rage 2, Lego Ninjago, Remnant from the Ashes, The Talos Principle, Age of Wonders, Age of Empires 2, which you already know about. And then in holiday this year, we're getting Witcher 3, Darksiders 3, Halo Reach, My Friend Pedro, Life is Strange 2, The Real Strings Club, I think that one is. Looked interesting, actually. Very interesting art style. And then in 2020, obviously, we got Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. And as I just said before, Final Fantasy. So, yeah, there's a whole load of stuff coming to Xbox Game Pass. And all Xbox titles are coming to Game Pass day one, including Minecraft Dungeons, Flight Simulator, which should only be on PC as far as I'm aware. Tell me if I'm wrong. Bleeding Edge, Grounded, Wasteland 3, Ori, and Will o' the Wisps, all coming day one. And we had a montage beyond that of loads more games. And then Phil Spencer came on, talked a bit, and they ended the show with Wasteland 3. It was a mixed show, really. I mean, some of the presentation left an awful lot to be desired. But for the most part, I thought it was actually pretty good. And in fact, I actually preferred it to this year's E3. Really, I did. I thought E3 was a little bit boring, or Microsoft were a little bit boring at E3, with possibly the exception of Keanu Reeves. I had a conversation with Sully from Gamecast about this, and he actually liked E3 this year. He liked Microsoft at E3, and I thought it was a bit lackluster. This was a bit better for me. There was a bit more that I was interested in. We saw some games that I was actually interested in. And the thing that really made me sit up and take notice, which, as I say, I'm going to talk about in another video, was Game Pass and xCloud. Because bringing xCloud to Game Pass is a bold move. And I think it's going to really set the world alight. I think it's really going to change things. Google need to check what they're doing, because I think they could get left in the dust here. But anyway, that's X019, or at least it's Inside Xbox from X019. thought it was okay. I'm sure some people think it's rubbish, but I thought they actually did okay. And I do think we're actually now really starting to see everything at Microsoft coming together. We're really starting to see where their direction is, you know, what they are intending to be doing moving forward into the next generation and beyond. And I actually think it looks pretty exciting. It really does. There are games coming on stream now. We're starting to get some good stuff from them. It's not really hit its stride yet, but I can see we're about to reach that point. So fingers crossed. Hopefully they won't mess it up. But anyway, you guys might completely disagree. You might think that this Inside Xbox was a complete waste of time and terrible and all the rest of it. So let me know in the comments if you do. But anyway, that's me done. I'm going to finish up here because otherwise I'm going to go on forever. And I'm going to finish my cup of tea. So I will speak to you guys in the next one. Bye.